Aloha Golden Pod, Miracles in Cosmic Love, Unity Grace Star Nation here, doing a little tune in from the crystal corridor of creation and flying, teleporting in the light ship and sharing a little transmission. So, tuning in to see how good our data connection is. Yay! Aloha beauties. So if you think this love stream might be inspiring, please share it. And that's called gifting. And that's what truly is the source of who we are as humans, is natural vessels of energy to flow naturally through us. So we'll talk about that a little bit, and just doing a tune in about what people are calling the 444 portal, and talking about the different levels of consciousness where we may find ourselves residing. We might find ourselves moving up and down the scale of emotions and thought patterns and worlds and realities right now. Hi fam. If you think this love stream is going to be inspiring, which we already think it is, please share it. Maybe start a little watch party. So we are in significant times, T-I-M-E-S. Time and space are components of this reality that we were in, or some still are in. And inside of time there's gravity, so there's a sense of being bound to physicality and a sense of being bound to the planet. But that's not really true. Once again, if you think this love stream is inspiring, please share it, because we're going to jump into a little transmission here. And we feel that it's probably a really helpful transmission. So I put out a love stream probably a few miracle coordinate days ago, and invited those who are ready to just go quantum beyond all the stories, beyond all the storylines, etc., to private message me their email. And a lot of people have private messaged their email, so it's very clear that a lot of people are ready to go quantum, which is actually our birthright. And so if you feel that you want to jump in on the Cosmic Quantum Creators Pod, please private message me your email, and beautiful Wings of Faith and Cosmic Joy and Ashanti Love are helping to collect all of those emails as we teleport through, well, we'll still say the crystal corridor of creation. It's really magnificent, got to say. Okay, on May the 10th, 2017, something very profound happened in linear time. But we're not really speaking about things in linear time anymore as we go quantum. As we go quantum, and if you think this love stream is inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. And why do I keep saying that? Just so that this sharing can be shared with many versions of ourselves, to assist people to come into this place of joy and connection with Source, which is our true birthright, which is really what this is all about. If we were going to talk about, let's see, I'm going to be very mindful of our languaging. Yeah, and we'll just use this word once. If we were going to talk about something called a virus, the virus that humanity has really been purifying ourselves from is not really a virus, but, you know, virus is like a meme, it spreads, is the thought patterns of the 8th wave of consciousness and lower. And inside, Carl Kellerman did a really great job of sharing about 9 waves of consciousness and what the Mayan calendar was really about. 9th wave is unity consciousness. So in order for us to be in unity consciousness, we can't just be in unity consciousness from the place of our mind and say, yeah, I'm into unity. Unity consciousness is an actual shift in our biological system, which neutralizes the polarity in our body, and our Merkaba, our body vehicle, our aura, then has access to a different channel, a different stream of consciousness. And so that's really what's happening on a mass scale on the planet, because many of us came to assist everyone on the planet to have the choice to make that leap. And so, as we know, that leap requires purification on many levels of our being, our mental, emotional, our physical, coming into alignment with our spiritual. And so that's really what is happening for the collective. And we'll go back to time isn't real, it doesn't exist. So when we're speaking quantum languaging and we refer to dates in time, we're really referring to coordinates. So coordinates become nodal points in time space that we can get handholds on, just like a rock climber that is climbing a wall. Climbers will stand at the bottom of the wall and they'll all look at the wall together. Let's say we're looking at El Capitan, and climbers would start sharing with each other the handholds on the wall. So coordinates become handholds in the quantum wall for our consciousness to get new bearings inside of the blackness of space. And that's graduation. And that's where we begin to access our incredible gifts that are beyond possibly what the human mind in duality is capable of. But once we come into a field of unity consciousness, it's like moving into a new car. But when we're talking car, we're talking light ship. We're talking moving out of fossil fuels, which were really never necessary, and moving into a Merkaba that is connected to the core cosmic principles of creation. So it's quite windy as we are teleporting through the crystal corridor of creation. So we hope that everyone can hear me, no worries. Okay, so just to give a handhold for the consciousness, in 2015, on the 4th and 5th of April was one of the blood moons. We had 4 blood moons in a row called the Tetrad. And that was the 3rd blood moon of the Tetrad. On that day, we were doing a very special grid coordinate in the Great Pyramid in Egypt. And that was to unlock the crystalline grids, LP40, Light Principle 40, to turn this planet on. On the morning before we did that particular grid activation inside the Great Pyramid, when we rose that morning, the guidance came in and said, today we bring the age of Pisces to an end. And if we are successful, in 2 years, we'll have a spontaneous Buddhic awakening on the planet. So, and if this love stream is inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. And it helps many people to get these handholds so we can really have a full conscious awareness of what we're aligning ourselves to, which is our connection to source, which is sovereign, which is birthright. And that's what all these energies are really about. So the energies are helping us unplug from our old roles in the play. We know this by now. Back to the 10th of May 2017. That was Wesak, which is a Buddhist festival where the Buddhists say that Buddha comes down from the heavens and unifies with the Christ within. That's the modern day version, or this, it's Miracles in Cosmic Love's synopsis of what Wesak is. On the 10th of May 2017, and we have been talking about it for 2 years on podcasts, encouraging people to raise their heart frequency, to do the work, to neutralize the polarities inside of the self, because when the Buddhic awakening came, which it did, we know that it came because the Schumann resonance took its first quantum leap. That's the heartbeat of the earth, and it took its first quantum leap on the 10th of May 2017. And it jumped from an average of like 12 to 16 hertz or beats per minute to 130 hertz at a sustained pace for a period in time. So that was confirmation for those of us who were working with this particular aspect of the grids to know that the Buddhic awakening had occurred. Why am I explaining or sharing all of this? Because when the Buddhic awakening occurred, there's many levels of the human being. There's many levels of our connection to creation. And so the causal body is the fourth body. And the causal body, there's the mental body, the physical body, the emotional body, causal body. The fourth body is where the soul is held, the causal body. And once the causal body once we move into the Buddhic awakening, the causal body is dissolved. That means the soul, you could almost say like the soul is a lower vehicle, not lower in standards, but it's more physicalized, it's more dense than the quantum. And so the soul body holds all of our good deeds, our good karma, or our high points, our activated energetics. It's kind of like gaining chips at in a casino. A funny analogy flying through this crystalline corridor. So the causal body is holding all of the chips of the things that we have created that are really good and beautiful. On the 10th of May 2017, when we had the spontaneous Buddhic awakening, the causal body of the earth, the lesser Akash, in time began to dissolve. What is the lesser Akash? Because we're moving into the cosmic Akash. That's why Cosmic Love, the name Cosmic Love, the guidance told me to take it last April. Cosmic Love is the core cosmic principles of creation. That takes us back into quantum creation. And that's why we're inviting people to join into this pod of cosmic quantum creators. Private message me your email. We'll add it to our email list. And continue to share the shortcuts in the quantum field for quantum creation. So when the causal body fell away, that meant the entire stage that humanity's epochs are long periods in time, the entire stage began to dissolve away. So the metaphor would be like a bunch of actors acting out a play on a stage, and suddenly the stage starts to dissolve away. And that's exactly what's going to happen with most of what we perceive as the earth and the human structures that are currently on the earth will begin to dissolve away. Now, the mind might go, well, how is that going to happen? We don't even need to ponder that part. We know it's going to happen because it's real. And it's just like nature is a great teacher to show us the metaphors of what's possible. And just like a butterfly's cocoon falls away, so too does the paradigm that is on its way out fall away. And that's what, on some level of creation, people are experiencing now. So once again, that Buddhic awakening meant that the stage was dissolving away, and some characters on the stage still thought the play was going on longer than others. So that's what's happening right now, is the players that are playing on a stage that has dissolved away are starting to go, hey, where did the stage go? Where did the audience go? Like, where did my costume go? I'm standing here naked. I don't have my job. I don't have my this. All these things that we identified with begin to fall away. And that is all a natural part of the ascension process, directly connected to the lesser Akash falling away, the stage play falling away, dissolving away. So when the stage play falls away, it's like a flood coming down a river valley, And the edges of the valley that used to be dry land begin to peel off very quickly into the fast-running river. And that's why we often quote the Hopi prophecy saying that push off from the edge of the river. There are those who will hold on. They will be afraid. They will suffer greatly. Push off into the middle of the river, keep your head above water, look around, see who's there with you, and celebrate. This could be a time of celebration. So there's many in celebration. And sharing cosmic handholds or quantum handholds is a way to assist everyone to come into celebration. The river is flowing fast and it knows its destination. So that is the little piece. If we're navigating right now our emotional body, the emotional body and the mental body, we're working to unify the mental and emotional body. We're working to make our connection with Source, the Source that gives us life, the Source that when we have that connection, we know that we are quantum, holographic, eternal beings. And we are creating through our thought, we are creating through our play. And it's really all designed to be joyful and wonderful, and the universe is very benevolent, guaranteed. So if this love stream is inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. And yeah, as we were jumping the teleportation craft, we just felt to share this part to have a greater understanding, to say that many of us on the planet have been working towards the dissolution of what is occurring now. And we all have our roles. So like a captain on a good ship, on a sinking ship, those highly invested in the old reality are the ones who hold on to the old reality the longest, because they're a good captain on a good ship. And that allows everyone else to get off the sinking ship, get into the life rafts, get into the middle of the river, and begin using the quantum techniques. And when we do that, and the more efficiently and effectively as a collective we do that, then the captains can get off the ship as well. And we can all ascend together as one beautiful, amazing human family, star nations in a container called planet Earth. So on the 444 portal, we are going to gather. There's meditations and gatherings occurring all over the planet. When our consciousness is in a certain level of consciousness, 444 is a coordinate that is actually really quite meaningless, because time isn't real, because the planets aren't real, because the solar system isn't real, because we're just purely quantum. While simultaneously, we find aspects of ourselves still connected to the collective field. And those aspects, whatever level we are invested in the physical reality, will be the level of influence that we can have on the physical reality. So one of the things that we shared is, we may have shared recently, or it's really been coming through the transmissions. When the quantum teachers started coming back into the mainstream consciousness, keeping in mind that the indigenous were holding quantum teachings all along, but certain scientists started bringing forth quantum information to help us begin to recognize that we were more than physical beings. We're physical, non-physical, as Abraham Hicks. I love that, physical, non-physical. It's just nice and clear. So one thing that the guidance pointed out recently, and I think it's super cool, is to say that we really have been taught that the most powerful place to make the change, we have to do this little thing. We're flying the light ship through some turbulence here. called construction. Wow, it sounds like a spacecraft taking off. This might go on for a while. I hope you can hear what I'm saying. Wow, these are really special effects. All right, well, the lightship is clearly taking off, and the guidance did say yesterday, Miracle, that the mothership is now officially in the loading dock. So, yeah, this piece that I'm guided to share about physical and quantum. One of the things that the guidance has been sharing about the realms of physicality is that, yes, in the quantum field, we are very effective at changing the material plane. Simultaneously, the guidance has showed right now that our moments in physicality are actually the most powerful way to transform the quantum field. Maybe these sound effects are part of that. So what we mean by that, and if this love stream is inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. We keep saying that because it helps to get the sharings out to many, because we really are in a quantum leap. And quantum leap is beyond the mind. And we may find that in the mainstream teachings right now, there's not a lot of quantum leaping teachings available. So once again, if you want to be a part of the pod, the quantum Cosmic Quantum Creators pod, just private message me your email, and our amazing golden pod will add your names to our mailing list. And for 444, we are going to do a meditation offering, and we would call this more than a meditation. We're going to call it a quantum galactic activation. And it will be coming from a very special location in the crystalline corridor of creation. So back to this piece about physicality. One of the teachings that has been coming through recently from the guidance has been the teaching of everything now in physicality can be viewed as a miracle moment when our ancient future selves came back into the physical realm. You know, this is not a new concept, but the concept about applying this right now for every breath we take in physicality and every miracle that we are experiencing ourselves in physicality. Doop. Just had to navigate around a little comet meteorite. What the guidance has been having we, miracles in cosmic love, do when we're just resting, laying still, when we're flying the light ship, all these different times, is to continually say to we self, I came back from the future into this physical moment in time to transform everything, and to keep reminding myself that that's what the physicality of what is happening right now is about. Therefore, these physical miracle coordinates are quantumly changing the quantum field, meaning each moment in the physical is actually creating mass expansion of the universe, if we could say that the universe actually expanded. Because we are very consciously aware of our existence in our physicality now. And having that conscious awareness makes us very powerful in physicality with every word, every thought, every deed, every action to transform. And we have been sharing a lot, again, about the teachings of Abraham and Esther Hicks. We've really been taken back to that by the guidance now, because Esther really gave us the shortcut. She simplified it better than any other source we personally see on the planet. So in physicality, as we become neutral observers, everything that we observe provides the opportunity to ask for something more. And if we see something that invites us to ask for something more, a little rattling going on here. Where's that coming from? Stop rattling. If we see something in physicality that feels like contrast, when we can hold it, whether we hold it in neutrality or not, use that moment to ask. We will just keep repeating this over and over as the greatest fan ever of the teachings of Abraham. Ask and it is given. That's why in the Bible it said, ask and ye shall receive, and it was probably hidden really deep somewhere in the Bible. This is the miracle coordinate to both savor and put to use our simple tools. So whatever we see, no matter what state we're in, maybe we're super incoherent, maybe we're really, really balanced and neutral. Asking is literally our paintbrush for the canvas of our creation. And this is the time to be asking and asking, because we are creating in the quantum so miraculously. And all that we are creating in the quantum is already materializing into form. And then we open to receive. Esther calls it the art of allowing. And that is where we ask to dissolve all resistance to receiving what we are asking for, and ask that it come with the path of least resistance and the greatest pleasure. Those are words from Abraham and Esther. So we, Miracles in Cosmic Love, are continually playing with this miraculous process of creation. Because back to the relationship between physicality and the quantum, if we could view ourselves from outside of the container of the journey that we have been in, we would discover that we all look very much like light now. Much more like light than we've ever looked like in these bodies. So we are already very much aligned with the adamantine particles of creation. That is the particle of love. And it is the shortcut. That's why in the genetics, 35th gene was the shortcut out of the evolutionary spiral. The evolutionary spiral is some stage play playing out at some level of consciousness. The shortcut is to love, because love activates the adamantine particles in our beings. It actually transforms, creates an alchemical transformation inside of us, and allows us to interface with the quantum in a unique way of creatorship. So, when we are savoring the joy of this process in physicality now, we love this practice of reminding we self this miracle coordinate in physicality is a miracle of me experiencing my future self embodied. I have come back from the future, even though time isn't real and doesn't exist, to be right here, right now, in the physical, transforming everything. And my creation was the most beautiful love. My creation was a story of all our human family, all star nations ascending as one. I know that everyone tuned into this love stream has created the same story, because there's only one of us here. So if so many versions of we are excited about a portal called 444, And if so many versions of we are still very tuned in to levels of astrology which aren't real and don't exist at other levels, it's not good, bad, right, or wrong. It's just like the 60th gene in the genes, Richard Rudd says. Time and gravity are the two laws that must be transcended to activate the triple helix and to move into the great sea of the infinite potential of creation. He says time and gravity are not bad, they're not wrong. They're just components of a certain level of creation. Our ancient future selves know exactly how to play with the core cosmic principles of creation. And this is what we are invoking at this time. If we are listening to this love stream, if we are currently private messaging We Cosmic Love, Unity Grace, with your email to say, I want to be part of the Cosmic Quantum Creators Pod, then we already know we came back from the future to do this together, to unify. However, this 444 meditation through our Cosmic Creators Pod is going to go based on what kind of signal we have in the field. And of course, the signal in the field is the signal of our connection together. Our understanding and knowing that what is being shared here is both truth and real. So, my bottle just popped right open. Confirmation. If this love stream is inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. So, once again, ask and it is given. And when the guidance in the miracle coordinate of the beginning of November took me back to the teachings of Abraham and said, just use what Esther has already laid the groundwork for now. Keep referring ourselves to this. So in going back to the Abraham ask and it is given, and then the art of allowing, what we discovered is that just like when an elephant that's existed on a 10-foot chain is liberated from that 10-foot chain, the elephant might remain in that 10-foot radius. The human itself, the part of us that is dissolving away, feels very comfortable to remain in that 10-foot radius. So the metaphor would be that the ground underneath that 10-foot radius is falling away, just like when baby eagles are ready to fly. If they persist on staying in the nest, and many birds, then the parents will kick them out of the nest. So this is the greatest celebration ever, because our higher selves created something to kick us out of the nest collectively. Our higher selves, unified as one consciousness, playing together, created the most beautiful opportunity, the most beautiful description that would touch and tap each one of us in a way that would awaken us to the nest dissolving beneath us. And we already have wings to fly. That's what these transmissions are about, to say we already have the wings to fly. So just like the first miracle when the baby bird tries its first flight, why do birds build their nests up in trees? So that the baby gets a little bit of ground, a space between the height and the ground, to feel what it feels like to be in free fall. And in that free fall, the wings naturally, because creation is benevolent and creation gave us wings, just like dragonflies when they climb the stalk out of the water, the nymph larva climbs the stalk within hours of the sun, making contact with that little nymph's chest. The nymph goes through transfiguration, and beautiful translucent wings burst out of the thorax, the chest of the dragonfly. This is the beautiful miracle coordinate that we are in, beautiful golden pod. ask and it is given. So this is the final piece we feel probably to share for this miracle coordinate. And once again, if this love stream is inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. And it helps others to have forgotten the art of asking. So asking is a luxurious, playful, continual process. But if it feels like work, then we can even ask to release that sense. So I feel to share kind of like a continual these miracle coordinates, just to give an example of asking. So we're teleporting along through creation together, and we are on our way to the Pleiades for blueberry spirulina popcorn, or we are materializing the Pleiades with blueberry spirulina popcorn outside of ourselves. These are all the pieces of bringing our consciousness into a quantum state, transcendent of time. Okay, so flying along, maybe we'll just give examples. Maybe there's some tension in my body. So I'm asking to feel just a little bit less tension in my body. Now I'm opening to allow. And the moment I asked to feel a little bit less tension in my body, I experienced a little less tension in my body. I'm asking to experience just a little bit less tension in my body. I experienced it simultaneous. This is a little bit is a really good tool in the asking. I'm asking to feel a little bit more happy. It worked. I'm asking to feel a little bit more happy. Again, worked. Try it with me right now. We invite we to just try this with we right now. I'm asking to feel a little bit more happy. I'm asking to feel just a little bit more happy. I'm asking to feel really relaxed and joyous. I am asking for everything to seem hilarious. I am asking for everything to be playful and fun. I'm asking to feel like laughing. I am asking to laugh and be filled with so much laughter. I'm asking for my star nation to appear on a light ship in front of me. I'm asking for the veils to be dissolved. I am asking for the entire new reality of our beautiful unified creation to appear now. So there's different levels of asking. There's some levels when we ask and open to receive, we are going to experience an immediate shift. There's some levels I'm asking to dissolve any beliefs that are limiting me from believing that all of my dreams can come true. I am asking to dissolve anything inside of me that is limiting my star family from appearing in a light ship above me and lifting me up on ship. Asking and ask and ask. We can ask to dissolve. We can ask to fill those spaces we dissolved with something else. Asking is a skill. When we begin to play with it again, it actually is kind of like practicing a skill. But we just shared some examples to play with. And we are asking, I am asking for it to be easeful and joyful to then, because the art of allowance is about then being in what is called the vibration, but we don't even want to call it a vibration. The art of allowance is being in the alignment of the vibration, we could say, but really where we're going is beyond vibration. But the art of allowing, we can even ask, I am asking that I am already in the state of allowance for that ask to flow to me. I am asking that I am continually holding this field. I'm asking to stabilize the emanation, the vibration of my star nation. So the ask and the allow can almost go hand in hand, and it's just like learning the skills of gas pedal, brake, and I'm asking to continually be in this process if we're still connected to linear time. I'm asking not to forget to do this all the time. That's how asking works. Ask and it is given. Ooh. Just another little comet belt we went through there. Ask and it is given is the shortcut into being in, how do we want to say this? Ask and it is given is the most joyful place to reside in the quantum, because it's truly where our relationship with the one is rich and divine. And that's those states of nirvana and bliss that many are experiencing, that we used to read about in the texts, Buddha and whoever. It's our birthright. And so focusing in the asking, I'm asking that all of my problems dissolve away now. And I'm asking that it occurs with the path of least resistance and the most joy. We can fill little boxes full of asks. That's what we have here. Just in the light ship. Yeah, this beautiful box says everything in this box is. It's like having a little piggy bank. You just write your little asks on a piece of paper and put it in your sacred box and let the cosmos then bring it to you. And as Esther shares, then it's our allowance. And how do we know if we are not allowing ourselves to receive, asking for? Know that we are not allowing when we are feeling any kind of what we might call negative or disharmonious energy or emotion. So negative or disharmonious energy and emotion is not bad. It merely means that we have a little vibration going. Little vibration. Source is beyond vibration. So this is about our self-perfecting, our alignment with Source, so that it is the richest, most delicious experience to create and experience our power as cosmic quantum creators. Well, that was fun, fam. We love we so much. If this love stream is inspiring, please share it. That's called giving. If you want to be in the Cosmic Quantum Creators Pod, please private message me or email. And is actually beyond the 444. We're quantum, so time time isn't real and dates aren't real and all those things. We're in a quantum consciousness and we are creating. And so play with all those things, play with the ancient future self coming back into time and space or into physicality to transform reality quantumly through one thought, through changing one action from the past, through transforming one word in the now, through expressing one more deep sense of appreciation in the now. It's really so simple.